Hey, before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that this review is part of a series of reviews of the 1999 LEGO Star Wars sets, and there is a playlist available where you can see all of them. So now on to this week's review. Hey, what's up you guys? This is MCLegoboy here with 7171 Mos Espa Podrace. 896 pieces and $90 of 1999 LEGO Star Wars awesomeness. So it's our last video of the 1999 LEGO Star Wars sets. And it's a biggin'. I actually had to go for the double sheet method and like really screw up with everything. Like my whole desk has been rearranged and thrown over like everywhere in my room. But this set is hard to get all in one frame, at least with my capabilities. And don't worry, we'll be like shrinking down. We'll be reviewing everything separate from one another without all these other things in the background. Plus, this is the one set that I knew I absolutely had a box for, and we got to talk about this box. So that will be the first thing we do, and we're just gonna like fade transition into the next segment, you know. So yeah, well, okay, let's do like a short little story about this.
Oh boy, story time, story time, story time.
You used to get back in the day little advertisement things, and of course, you know, it's like I think about these things after like I've already set everything up and I can't access anything, but you used to get little advertisements for like the other sets that were out at the moment, as well as the instructions. So you had like your own little booklet of just like, here's all the other things that LEGO was doing, and it's not just a LEGO magazine. It was like a small little tiny guy versus the giant instructions. This is little thing. You flip through it. But one of them showed Mos Espa Podrace. I'm like, that thing looks so cool. You get Anakin's pod, you get Sebulba's pod, and you get this other guy, and you look closer on it, and it says Gasgano on it. I'm like, I don't even know who that guy is, but this set looks awesome. And so, you know, I wanted it forever, and we kept going to eBay, and I was like, man, it's too expensive, can't do it. Well then, like one year, I want to say it was 2003, Christmas, Dad got it for me, and I was like, that is so cool. Like, and this is one of my favorite sets, and it's not just because of the story, but it's like also the set is just, it's really cool. The set's so well built. I mean, people are gonna say it's like, oh man, like it's so dated. It's like, it's 1999. You people, like, stop getting so upset about that. Like, yeah, you all disappoint me. In your lack of faith, you know. But anyway, we're gonna get to the box, and then we're gonna get to all the different components separately. So here's the box, and what a glorious box it is. Just looks so cool. I mean, look, like everything's just like in motion. Oh man, so good. They're going the wrong direction, like they're making the wrong turn, for like how the pod race actually goes. They actually make a turn going like this. But I'll ignore that. It's a cool looking image. You got like piece count and age range down there. You got LEGO system up at the top. It's got like dust on it too. Oh man. But yeah, what was really cool is that I actually got it in a sealed box. Like, that's awesome. So I don't know how much it costs. I'm not gonna worry about it. It was a Christmas gift. Like, it's not important. Oh man, there's still dust on here. Like, I cleaned it off and there's still dust on it. But then you see down at the bottom, tells you everybody, and it tells you like, I guess like, there we go. At the very least, Sebulba's pod is 14.4 inches. So from there to there, that's That's a big pod, man. Got this thing on here for episode 1. Got another cool image there. You get to the sides, and you see that there's like images that are cut in half, kind of. Other stuff happening there. Just cool stuff everywhere. Flip it around to the back. See, everybody's building their pod. Except Sebulba, he's having his pit droid do all the work. Same with Gasgano, he's making his pit droid do all the work. But not Anakin. Anakin's like building it with everybody, even Qui-Gon and Padme and Jar Jar. And I bet R2 is just, he's given moral support, you know. And then we see like some of the cool little alternate builds that you can make. But now we get to the really cool part. All you had to do was just remove the tape. I think I tried removing it and it just ripped, and I'm like, I'm going to cut this one. So we open it up. Nice and smooth. And there are boxes within the box. With like this thick border. And these are like regular boxes, alright? Like when you look at, it's like a thick cardboard. And you had to like punch the holes and everything. So I mean, like these are actual set boxes within the box for the whole set. And like I said, there's like this thick like barrier in between. There's like air in between. I have no idea what made them think that was a good idea, but man, like each pod had its own separate thing. So I guess if you wanted to, you could have just opened up whatever box you wanted and started building from there. But it's just like, that was the thing that just amazed me when I was building it for the first time ever. And we'll talk about instructions too. Yeah. Just like when you open it up, you just see the box for what pod it is, and then you open it up and go. So, and of course we got this fun comic in the back. I'll show you that. So it's just a normal day of pod racing until a tornado comes and sucks everything up. People also get sucked up into the tornado, and now they're building their own little speeders. And I think they show you based off of like what can be built at the same time. Because 1 and 2 definitely can. But then you get to 3 and it's like, you can't build that at the same time as 2. So 3 and 4 can probably be built at the same time. You know, everybody's wondering where Anakin is, and apparently he fell down in the ground and tunneled out. I don't know, man. But nice big instruction book. Today, things wouldn't be in their separate boxes. They'd be in a ton of numbered bags. And it'd probably be like bags 1 and 2 would be Anakin's pod. 3 through 6 would be Gasgano. And 7 through 12, I don't know, would be Sebulba. But now we'll get to the individual pods. Where do I put these? I'll put them here. So obviously, first one you build is Anakin's pod. It is the exact same thing as his own set, so I'm not going to cover this one for too long. You know, I mean, everything is down to the exact same, except for the figures. You get extra figures in it. So, you know, Anakin, still the same as before. There we go. So, yeah. Nothing special about him. Padme, the exact same as before. Great hair, but you know. Nothing too extravagant. Same thing with the pit droid. Same style of thing. And we'll talk about pit droids later. Hey, come on. Stand up, or I will destroy you. Jar Jar Binks, as we've seen a few times in these 1999 reviews. Again, no back printing on him. Special mold. You can see his eyelids, which is kind of creepy. Today they're printed for the eyes. Like they scraped off everything on that original mold where the eyes are and just printed them. Yeah, you know. Good detail on him. Qui-Gon, again, does not come with his lightsaber. And he's still dressed as Qui-Gon from the whole movie, not like a disguised version of Qui-Gon. Which is interesting. So, you know. Again, no back printing and stuff, so I'm not going to bother showing you. And R2-D2, because, you know, R2-D2. We've seen him a few times as well. So, yeah. No C-3PO, no Kitster, no Shmi Skywalker, no announcer guys, you know. There are some notable absences, but that's okay because I made my own of Shmi and Kitster. So here's Shmi. It is absolutely not accurate at all. I just used the same slave and just generic brown hair. I did give her the little pad, the extra pad that you get in Watto's Junkyard. So yeah, not accurate at all. I actually need to dig around in the bins and see if I can find like dark gray and light gray, because that would probably be more suitable, and maybe change the hair to something else. But this is what I imagine Shmi might have looked like back in the day. Hard to say. But I'm pretty proud of my Kitster. It's basically just an Obi-Wan Kenobi body, like same with the legs, but then with that Dino Island Adventurer's Kid face with black hair. And I think that works pretty well for Kitster, in my opinion. Especially a 1999 style version of him. I think it works. So yeah. Late update. All I did was swap the bodies, really, and give Shmi dark gray legs. I kept the hair the same. I did just try it with this ponytail piece. It didn't look good. The hair like this makes her look a little bit older, so, you know, instead of like 16. So this is what I'm sticking with. I'm trying to keep it kind of period accurate. The closest I ever came to finding a torso that would work for her is this, but it's in light gray, and I don't own that. Also, it still doesn't really feel right. So, you know, yeah, that's what's going on. All right, back to the review. And then again, like Pod, I can't stress this enough. It is the exact same thing. Like all the parts are exactly the same. Even this weird gray 2x2, when there's a tan 2x2 up in here, makes no sense. But yeah, that's really all there is. I mean, they even kept the same little flag piece. So, I mean, it was really all about minifigures. So, yeah, with Anakin's pod, you get Anakin, Padme, Jar Jar, R2, Qui-Gon, and a pit droid. Now we'll move on to Gasgano. So with Gasgano, we actually never build the character of Gasgano until it's time for him to be plopped into the chassis for his pod racer. The first thing we actually build is his pit droid. His little pit droid is more white than brown. He's only got brown feet and arms, which is unique. and he's carrying 2 of the 6 tools. You're really only supposed to give him, I think it's the oil can or the drill. One of the 2. It's one of the 2. We never use one of them. It has nowhere to go, really. But we're given this cool little pit stop section where you have the flag going. So green and black for Gasgano. Got a fun little thing that provides some shade, but not really. Although this is back before we had the closed the closed version of this radar dish. So, you know. Got a little loop for whatever reason. I don't know. One of those things that is used for landing gear all the time in the 1999 sets. And then we got the assortment of minifigure tools. This is pretty cool. I like it. And I've used it in my own mocks. I've just straight up copied the whole design. Because it's pretty solid, and when you build something in the style of 1909, I mean, might as well copy a few things from that time as well. So then we get on to the pod. Now, Gasgano, I have no idea what his alien species is, but it's obviously something that has multiple arms.
Look at this dude.
Because when you see him in the movie, or at least like the special edition of the movie, he's got like a little screen and he's able to see who's behind him. And at one point, Anakin is actually behind him, and he's got like 4 arms out, like looking at stuff. So he actually does not have legs.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't feel my legs!
But this is one of my favorite minifigure heads. I actually used it for a bounty hunter, the ice one. Man, I don't remember what I called him.
Hello, I am Olaf.
Yeti. I called him Yeti. Yeah, that's from way back in the day. That's back in the days where I thought that I'd be like involved with the whole Lego universe thing, and we were building stuff that we would like to see in the game or whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna make bounty hunters because bounty hunters are cool. And then I completely dropped that. But yeah, I just have him sitting in this little section right here. Put his goggles down, and his eyes actually match up better than minifigure eyes when it comes to the goggles. On here, we're using regular green, little highlight of orange, and purple. Not dark purple, purple. And of course, again, I have nothing like nearby that I can grab to show you the difference between purple and dark purple. There we go. So we grabbed a dark purple brick from, what, like 2003, 2003? Maybe 2002, I don't know. It was a promotional little night bus. This is dark purple. Up against purple. It is a different color. And I love purple more than dark purple. I wish that purple would return, because purple is a beautiful color. Hey, come on, camera, focus. I know you can do it. And we got this lovely little printed piece in the shape of an S, which is probably not an S in Star Wars, but you know, it's a symbol of some sort. And we get another one on the other side too. Got little antenna things that are coming out too, the cables. Got these little fins that can, you know, do some things. And then we get to the pod. And the pod is beautiful. You build it twice, and for whatever reason, they decided not to go the easier route and just have you build this section twice. They have you build this section with its little fin compartment on it, and then build the other section with its little fin compartment as if they're totally separate things. It's literally a mirror image, except this thing could be put over here, and be the exact same. So pretty weird how they did that in the instructions. But this thing is just beautiful. I love it. It's simple. There's some holes, but you know, it's very much a pod racer. It looks great. And part of the gimmick of these guys is that, you know, this is really supposed to just be a fin to help them fly. But we add in a chainsaw because people fight dirty in these pod races. Specifically Sebulba, and we'll get back to him later. But yeah, these things, you know, just using simple little finger hinges and they stay in place. Looks beautiful. I just love it. So yeah, you know. And it took me forever to find somebody that had a purple cone because my cats chewed on it and they actually chewed a little bit on Gasgano. And I'm like, duh, you stupid cats. So I'm still kind of on the search for a Gasgano head. I mean, this head, it's really not that bad. I actually need to replace the helmet because I only noticed that there were chew marks on it the other day. But we're using like a big brick and support for the beam across just to give it a little more stability. And I didn't notice this for the longest time, but I actually had these in the wrong place. I actually had these here, but that actually bumps up against this and it doesn't connect in all the way. So I've been having it built wrong the whole time. So now that I know that it goes there. Same with actually the back one too. I had it all the way at the back. Apparently it's supposed to go there. So, you know, oops. Oh man, so you know, pretty good. I like it. Nice little sturdy handle here. I know a lot of people, they're like, "Hey man, I don't know, man. The tan on there just doesn't look good." And I'm like, "No, the tan's beautiful because it's all supposed to take place on Tatooine, and Tatooine is covered in
sand."
So you know, like, come on. I don't mind the tan. I like the structure that they've built here. With the bricks and the plates, it just works. And it's nice and sturdy, you know. You can also hold it like that, have it fly around. It's good. It's really good. Obviously the cables are probably not in the right place. They're probably supposed to be up in here. But, you know, I think that this is perfectly fine. And it's nice and simple. Again, like 1999, they use those pin connections all over the place for whatever reason, and it works. You know, if you want, you can like have him flying along. His pod blows up and easy to take off, and oh no, you know, it's great. And I like to have him kind of have the chainsaw out just because it's fun. So, now to bring on the big bad Sebulba. And here he is, Sebulba. This thing, I mean, it's literally the same. The only thing that changed was that they switched the green flag for a white flag. Not that you need more proof. And his pit droid is pretty much all brown except for this one part right here. And the reason I bring this up is because these pit droids in this set are actually based off of the pit droids of this one pod racer that I don't remember the name of. But he has a pit droid crew, and when he pulls into the pit droid, he's yelling at them like, "Hey guys, like fix this one thing." And the pit droid like signals off to the other one, and then this one guy walks in front of the pod and gets sucked in and spat out the back, and like amazingly doesn't die. It's pure like Phantom Menace schlock that a ton of people probably don't like. I love it, but that's what those pit droids are based off of. Their markings match the markings that you see of these droids. They're not like specifically brown and white. It's probably more of like a tan and a dark tan, or you know, a white and a dark tan. or brown and dark tan, you know, like those types of marking. But this, it works, you know. And again, not a minifigure for Sebulba specifically, but it is a Sebulba minifigure, kind of. This is what he looks like, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, gross, it's only one piece. I'm like, no, this is great. It's only one piece. He looks beautiful. And this is one of those things where it's like, it doesn't quite fit the Lego aesthetic because it is pretty detailed considering minifigures. But at the same time, like, you're never going to find anything else that looks like this. And of course, again, I gotta get up, get that other Sebulba. Ooh, this Sebulba is dusty. So dusty. But I look at this Sebulba, and yes, he is more detailed. And he has, or not like more detailed, but like he's more accurate in terms of colors and things like that. But he looks too big. He looks way too big. And he's almost a little too cartoony. I like this version of Sebulba better. This one's, it's nice. Yeah, sure, like, his legs can't move. Like, this is a neat little function. Wait, am I breaking that? Yeah, but you know what this one can do that this one can't do? It's clips. This clip is definitely breaking. I know it is. That one's pretty good, but like this, it just slides down on top. I mean, I suppose it's possible for it to break, but still, like, I put it in there just like that. It works. So, yeah, man, here's this pod, or the chassis anyway. Really great. More of those parts that I love. Good printed parts right here and here. Got this nice little chrome macaroni tube thing. He's got chainsaws on here. Those aren't accurate at all. They're just more things for him to be a bad guy. So yeah, just excellent shaping. I love it. And then we move to the pods themselves. It's going to be easier to talk about them when they're not connected on there. This obviously is not the correct angle. It should really be more kind of like that. Although, you know, not. And that's too shallow. It's like kind of a halfway in between on both of them. It's not a perfect 90-degree angle. It's like an 80-degree angle. Something very, very close. And these things, not accurate as well. And actually, if we look at this one back here, you can actually flip them down like that and pretend like they're not there. Like, these would be little chainsaw things that he shoots out and tries to get on somebody from behind. We get 4 of this part printed bunch of times. Nice use of these old bracket pieces. Like, Sebulba's pod is just, it's beautiful. Even more printed parts, as if you didn't need enough. Like, yeah, printed parts on both sides, on both pods. They look great. Even more printed parts here, and when you look at the special edition version of the Phantom, when you watch the special edition of Phantom Menace, he actually uses the little flare vents, because you hear Anakin mention, yeah, man, he flashed me with his vents. We actually see him use that again in the Phantom Menace later. Wrong! and in the extended version of the movie, and it's like the only one that I'm okay with extended versions of when it comes to Star Wars movies. Like, the more the pod race, the better. Like, I love it. Got a cool little tire back here. So, you know, I was like, I'm not entirely sure how accurate this is in terms of Sebulba's actual pod, but I think it's better than like the big two chunky wheel pieces that they smushed together for the 2012 version. And his framework is built exactly the same as Gasgano's. So, you know. One thing I do want to mention, like, you see me when I put it down, the pods actually kind of move. That's because this thing actually sits a little bit lower than that. They already have you use a big 1x3 brick and 2 other bricks on there. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see the difference. It's still not enough. Like, we need more. So we would actually need another 1x3 brick. So his pod would definitely be like the tallest out of the bunch. Or even maybe, well, I don't know. That's one of those things you try not to worry about it, because Anakin's pod, I mean, the pods actually sit on the actual ground, so. But yeah, I mean, this is just, it's such a cool pod. I love it. So now let's try and get everybody back up here so we can finish this review. So, like, everything overall, I mean, this set, oh man, it's incredible in my opinion. Like, I love it. And it's better than like any other like remake that we've gotten since. I guess the only true remake would be like Anakin and Sebulba's pods, like that combiner set. But you know, like, you're missing Gasgano. Like, I love that there are 3 pods in this set. And then if you combine that with Watto's Junkyard, you get Aldarbido's pod racer, and you get Mahonic's pod racer. Although you have to take apart the shop to make Mahonic's pod racer. That's still like one of those things. It's like, man, like, you could have had 5 pod racers, like full size pod racers. And it's unparalleled, because then, I mean, if you want to, if you include the pod racer bucket, if you really want to go that route, you know, I still have yet to get it, but there are, let's see, there's, I think, 3 other pods in there, and then another version of Anakin's. So they actually build a fair number of pods. Like, Lego released a fair number of pod racers,
And yet not nearly enough.
and I would love to see like more full scaled, or even just like an ultimate collector set where it's like all mini or midi scale of all the pod racers. Because, oh man, that'd be so great. I just, you know, I have no idea how well that would sell. I know a lot of people are probably more just like, hey, you know, do the whole climax scene of Anakin and Sebulba trying to fight off one another as they're smacking into each other side by side. But man, like, just to have other pod racers, that'd be so cool. Another thing about this set, like, maybe back in the day it would have been worth it for the parts. Today, obviously, it's not worth it for the parts, because the, like, just the price of the set in general would just be too expensive, but there are great multiples of pieces and great range of colors as well. Anakin, there's nothing too special, but with Gasgano, you get multiples of 4 of a lot of things in green. I'm pretty sure that like most of these hinge parts are mostly exclusive to him in green. You get those purple parts. There's not a lot of them, but like any little bit counts, man. And then Sebulba, again, like it's orange. That's such a cool color. I don't know what has been like released in other sets in orange, but I say that there's a good amount of orange in here, especially with like multiples of stuff. You get 4x6s in orange, you get 4x4s in orange, you get orange 2x2 tiles, you get these parts in orange, you get brackets in orange, you get the big round engine parts on his chassis in orange. You get like those super cool printed parts. Again, like another one of those like things. It's like the 1x4 with all that detail printed on it. Oh man, it's my favorite piece. I love it so much. So yeah, it's such a good set, you guys. Like I don't like hearing people dog on the tan or the orange for the connecting the binders and the frames. Like I'm all for it. Like, yeah, it's not accurate, and yeah, like they stand out a little bit, but the fact that they made pod racers work in Lego form, oh man, that's just so cool. It's so cool. I'll say it. It's Wizard.
I'm bringing it back.
So yeah, man. If you have a chance to get this set, and if you have a chance to get it in the box for a good price, like I would say go for it. I don't think that you'd regret it. So, you know. This has been MCLegoboy with 7171 Mos Espa Podrace. I hope that you have enjoyed this 1999 series. I will see what I can do to get the 2000 sets. I think I'm only missing 2 of them. Although, again, like, there's some Ultimate Collector stuff, and there's that one Mindstorm set, but it's listed under Mindstorm, so it doesn't count. Same thing with 1999 Mindstorms, it doesn't count. Plus, I don't even know if there's a computer that could run that software anymore. But, yeah, like, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I have no idea where I'm going to throw that X-Wing. I really have no idea. Because it doesn't fit anywhere and I have no room. So to try and get more sets, that would just be a little difficult. But yeah, now I'm starting to ramble, so I will set you guys free. Have a great rest of 2019 as we celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. Enjoy Pod Racers. Because there's still going to be a few more left this year. So this has been MCLegoboy. See you guys.